one thing I think it's important for us to say in this conversation, because this was definitely a unique interaction you and I had. And I think everyone can kind of relate and resonate to it in their own way. And also, I think there's a lot of people that have people in their life that are going through something and they don't really know how to react.
Yeah.
Because I know there's been times in my life where I've had friends that are, suicidal. I've had friends that just may not be suicidal, but like have a hard time just getting off the couch and doing anything with their life. I have friends that are very, very successful, but yet are successful in all the wrong ways as opposed to what they want to be doing in their life. I've had, thankfully, and I feel like this was all divinely designed, people from all different aspects of life that are leaning on me, relying on me to be emotional support. Sometimes this is for years, if not decades. And sometimes this is just for a handful of weeks after they go through a breakup and stuff like that. And now that, we do this for a living, practically, we help guide people through the next level of their life. We've had to kind of readjust how much energy we give to friends and family, and even clients, even people that are paying us, when it comes to the space and presence we provide them to listen and to give feedback for whatever they're going through. So I know you've had a lot of your own personal experiences around this. And I would love for you to share what happened and what got you to where you are now in that situation, in that arena.
In boundaries?
In boundaries around how do we, in the best way possible, loving way possible, receive, accept, hold space, and guide the ones we love, while also making sure that it doesn't affect our own energy.
Yeah. So this is an ongoing conversation that I think we have it like multiple times a week, because in the nature of the work that we do, anytime we are physically around people, they will share a lot with us that is very deep, very emotional, and means so much to them. And it is an honor to be able to hold space for people in that way, to be trusted with that amount of emotional release and honesty and just beautiful truth. But we've now realized that that is something so valuable that we have to charge people money to do that. And this is a hard thing to swallow, because if you're somebody who does attract, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably are, people who rely on you for emotional support, just like Cam said, it's very, very important for you to check in with yourself and recognize a couple of things. First, the word boundaries, I think, is very misunderstood, but it's just something that you say that creates a more loving, juicy, amazing reality for you to live in. That's all a boundary is. Boundaries aren't brick walls, they're bridges. And if they're done correctly, we can have even better connection with the people around us. So what is a boundary done well? In the case of Cam and I, we have kind of structured our life around service, like creating spaces, community spaces to talk to people, to catch up, to be in community. I host the walk that 50 to 100 people come to. We have probably 5 to 6 conversations on that walk. A lot of the conversations we have on that walk is holding space for people or giving them advice if they ask us questions. And so that is kind of our designated weekly space where we go into that mode. Now, we also have accounted for the fact that when we are not at the walk or on any of our events, we are off the clock. Meaning that if we're going to our friend's event and people come to us and start kind of going there or sharing their thing or asking questions, then we will be there really politely and be there with them if it feels right. But if it feels like it's too much or if it feels like an unequal energy exchange, what I'm practicing doing is just with so much love and attention and presence, thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to float away now. That's it. That's what I do at the walks. That's what I do with people. I know it's so awkward, but like, this is an ever evolving journey where we just need to honor what feels good to us. And if you're someone who is very empathetic and who has these skills and that emotional support comes easily to you, if you do not speak the reality you want, other people will project the reality they want onto you. And so we have to be sovereign, and we have to understand that the energy we are bringing to every space and every person we talk to is precious and highly valuable. And if we don't respect our own value in this situation, no one will. People will take as much as you're willing to give. And so this is, I would say, my perspective on boundaries right now is the lighter and more fun and free and no big deal I can make it feel in the moment, the better it lands. We don't want to try to hurt anyone's feelings. We don't want to make anyone feel slighted or unseen or unheard. That's the last thing we want. But we also need to recognize that we're not on the clock. We don't want to, be walking around everywhere having these incredibly emotional conversations that we now do for a living. And so if we want to honor that and honor our value and our energy, we need to say something.
I absolutely love every part of that. Thank you all for watching the last video. If you want to watch another one, you can click here, or somewhere over here. That's it for today. Sending much love your way.